After the 5 years that they have spent in Tunisia, their whole life must be made to fit into just a few suitcases. Heartbreak for Oscar and his wife. These two Ivorians have chosen to return to their country of origin. They no longer want to have to suffer the almost daily threats and attacks.
It didn't take long for me to start regretting coming here, only 4 or 5 months. I have to say it, I am not happy here. For example, I was once beaten up on the bus because I dared to ask the ticket collector for my change. He told me that I did not give him any money. Then all his brothers started to beat me up on the bus.
Reports of racially charged harassment have multiplied in recent weeks, highlighting the treatment of Sub-Saharan migrants by a certain part of the Tunisian population. In these amateur images from France 24's observers, we can see police vehicles and a group of individuals gathered at the bottom of a building occupied by illegal immigrants. This man, identified as the son of the landlord, violently attacks the tenants, insulting them and throwing stones at the apartment. Under Tunisian law, now strictly enforced, a landlord can no longer rent property to or host a foreigner without a residence card. Employers have the same instructions. This situation has become untenable for Sub-Saharan Africans who have migrated to the country illegally. Here in front of the Ivory Coast embassy in Tunis, there are hundreds of immigrants who have come to request emergency repatriation to their home country.
My landlord threw me out. Some Tunisians attacked me as I was going out to the shops. I'm 4 months pregnant. They threw stones at us while shouting, "Ivorians, go home."
Many will spend the night here before being transported, on buses like this one, to the airport.
Don't treat your return as a failure, it's far from that. When you return to your country, go with your head held high, because staying here would be disgraceful.
For those, like Edwidge, who return voluntarily, there is a new exemption from illegal residence penalties that amount to €25 a month.
I would have a penalty of 6 years to pay since I stayed 6 years. It's a lot of money, I couldn't afford it. My options were to leave with the IOM or through the embassy. The crisis made it easier for me to leave, otherwise it would have been really slow.
The Tunisian authorities have committed to help organise repatriations, at the same time as protecting Sub-Saharan immigrants from any form of violence. These measures have been taken in order to ease the tensions that have shaken the country since comments made by the President Kais Saied inflamed the situation. In a speech, he had denounced, among other things, the presence of hordes of illegal immigrants supposedly responsible for violence and crime in Tunisia. Comments that have caused concern among part of the population and that have been condemned by NGOs and the country's main trade union. We join the migrants again, thousands of kilometres away, on the tarmac of Abidjan airport. Repatriated citizens, relieved to be back home. Among these migrants is Oscar, whom we met in Tunis.
When I got off the plane, I didn't recognise the airport. Everything has changed here. Everything here is new.
By the grace of God, I really feel at home. I'm happy to be among my brothers and sisters. I don't have anything else to say. I've forgotten everything else. We went through some difficult times there.
Here to welcome them are their families, along with members of the government. The returned migrants are taken and looked after in a centre for the next 3 days, so authorities can provide medical and psychological care.
Tonight, we're very pleased to welcome home our compatriots who have voluntarily decided to return to Ivory Coast following the unfortunate events that took place in Tunisia.
Some 1,300 Ivorians have already applied for repatriation. This out of a total of 7,000 currently living in the country.